You know, I've been cooking since I've been 10 years old, and I've done a lot of French cooking in my life, but I do a lot of global. So I've worked for free in Chinatown and Indian restaurants and Korean, Thai. So we kind of incorporate all that into our style of cuisine. You know, it has a very zen feeling. I want people to come in and have a great time. They can have a 7-course, or they can just have a la carte or a great burger. We're all about excellence, but I think the thing is we're also about just having a good time. We want our customers to enjoy themselves. Our staff and myself, we care a lot. And from the person answering the phone, you know, to myself or, you know, my servers, you know, bringing them on the journey. And we're excited to have those people. And that's why we also have a la carte, because we just don't want to be a tasting menu restaurant, because we want to see people more than once a year. I feel like it's kind of like the grandma effect. You know, grandma works so hard cooking all this stuff to get that smile. And, you know, we want people to come in, sit down, have a great meal. If they have jeans and their hat on, we really don't care. We just want them to enjoy themselves.
So you say that Zealous is always sumptuous. Tell us why you chose it.
I chose Zealous. It was actually where I started fine dining, I guess you would say, 5-6 years ago. I find that the service at Zealous is wonderful. It's a fine dining experience, but you don't feel intimidated. Andrew, the head waiter, and the staff are just absolutely wonderful to help you through the menu. I find Chef Michael's cooking to be spectacular. He deals in contrasts. You'll get a very rich dish along with something very light in the same plate. Michael does some interesting takes on other cultures. He brings in portions of other cultures' cooking into an American style, and I think it's a great dining experience.
It's a white tapestry.
Yeah.
So, Mike, Zealous has been around for over 18 years. Had you heard of it before?
No, had not.
Is that common that people...
That is not uncommon at all. Many of our friends, we send them there, and they're like, well, why have I've never heard of this place. I didn't know it was there.
It's kind of strange that for a fine dining restaurant to be around 18 years, and I find that a lot of people don't really know about it.
Yeah.
So, well, what did you think?
Well, Eric, the food was great, but I found it to be very boring.
Really?
I mean, I just thought the sort of decor and the atmosphere just didn't live up to what I was expecting in like sort of fine dining. The food was good. I enjoyed the food, but it just felt too serious. Like you were saying that.
Really?
Yeah, I did feel
That's
intimidated.
very interesting.
I did feel somewhat intimidated and felt like I was sort of doing things wrong when we were there, and. So it made it hard to get into the meal and appreciate the food for what it was.
Now, what was sort of the atmosphere like?
There was no one there when we got there.
When did you go?
Thursday at 7. You know.
I went Thursday at 5. There was nobody there. I went back on a Saturday night just for drinks at 9:30, but it was still very kind of, you know, it was very quiet.
Yeah, it was very quiet for us too.
Okay.
And we had a group again, and we were trying to have a conversation, and it felt kind of self-conscious because we were the only ones that were in there.
And this isn't uncommon, I think, for people who go there. Michael has a very dedicated group of customers like me who are in regularly. But the great thing is that I feel like everyone that we've ever sent there, I haven't gotten what you guys are describing from them. And it's a big space, and it comes across as rather austere. It's the high ceilings, exposed brick on one side.
Definitely. It's very like modern, kind of cold a little bit.
The palm, or not the palm, but the bamboo it's actually live bamboo.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily find that I was very intimidated. The staff were very friendly. You know, the menu is a little complicated actually. Like a lot of the things that are on there I've never heard of before. So I just went with the grilled salmon because I love salmon, and it really was the best salmon I had ever had. It was so perfectly done. It wasn't fishy at all, but it was very moist. But at the same time, like the side dishes, I see what they were trying to do, but it wasn't really kind of on my flavor palette. Like the pear salad that they had, it was like a shaved pear, and this like little potato pie. It was interesting to try them. Also, we haven't talked about desserts, which are really delicious. I had the banana tiramisu. Really, it was excellent. And they put caramel on top of it. What else did I try in terms of dessert? The apple pie. Again, so good.
I get it every time I go in there. It's just that
really
custard,
good.
that brown butter custard.
And they put that little ice cream on the side.
Oh, the Goldschlager ice cream, the cinnamon ice cream.
I had never had that ice cream, and I have to say, it's really, I mean, it tastes so good. What is that anyway? Like a drink or something?
It's a cinnamon liqueur that
Yeah.
they've cooked into the kind of the
delicious.
custard that they make the ice cream
It's
with.
like kind of a rite of passage in college, right? Not me personally.
Of course not.
I skipped straight to the wine. So, Eric, what are some of your Zealous's greatest hits food-wise?
The gazpacho. If you start with that, it's absolutely beautiful, wonderfully spiced. The mango pancakes with foie gras, and they're decadent, they're rich. You get that mango flavor that kind of offsets the foie gras. I love those. Anything that Michael does with Brussels sprouts.
We actually got the Brussels sprouts.
Did you?
Those were very good. Enjoyed them a lot.
My wife won't touch a Brussels sprout if I steam it at home, but Chef Michael just does a wonderful job.
I got the pork cheeks, which I enjoyed very much, actually.
Yeah.
And one of my friends got the Chilean sea bass, which I thought was outstanding.
Yeah.
So I thought some of the food was really great. Other parts were just not as memorable. But it was just very expensive for what it was, I guess, was my reaction.
So, Sonia, having been to Zealous, who would you recommend this restaurant to?
I think I would recommend it to people who want to, can't afford fine dining and want to try different things, because they do try to combine flavors that I personally haven't tasted before. And the things they do really well.
All right, Eric, you pick Zealous. Sum it up for us.
Zealous is a fine dining experience that takes ingredients and cooking techniques from around the world, combines them into a symphony of flavors.
All right, Mike?
I thought the food was tasty, but the environment and the sort of setting was just a little boring for my taste.
All right, and Sonia?
Great food. It is very expensive. It's also for people who, want to experiment with food. The atmosphere isn't great.
All right. Well, you can try Chef Michael's creations for yourself at Zealous Restaurant, 419 West Superior Street, 312-475-9112. They're open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday and select Sundays and Mondays. Reservations are accepted. The average tab per person without drinks is $55.